What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to TTP Sports and the Sixers. I would say, honestly, in this game, they kind of embarrassed Brooklyn. I would say that pretty much. I think the Brooklyn Nets were embarrassed in tonight's game because you know why? Coming into this game, it was pretty obvious that the Sixers were down James Harden, they were down Tyrese Maxey, they were down Joel Embiid. Tobais Harris was finally able to get into a game after being injured the past few ones. But overall, the Sixers bench guys, everyone there, Tobais Harris had himself a really good game. You know, D'Anthony Melton had a really good game. Shake Milton had a decent game. George Niang off the bench had a solid game. Paul Reed was honestly really good off the bench. He was good. He was really, really good coming off of the bench. Korkmaz made an impact. Overall, the Sixers, they embarrassed them. And Ben Simmons still sucks. Scoreless in the fourth quarter, as per usual. He hits his, 2-3 throws early in the game, and then he acts like, he's trying to shush the crowd and everything like that. He's trying to shrug it off like everything. Ben Simmons, 3-throw-wise, he went 3 for 6 there. He managed, he missed 2 in a row to get that brickin' for chicken stuff there from Chick-fil-A, so that was pretty nice. He had 11 points on the night, but overall, he was a -9 on the court. Just overall, the Sixers, the bench is, and the Nets' bench was non-existent. Completely non-existent, the Nets. Look at their bench. 0 points there. They had, what? Around, their best guy coming off the bench was Seth Curry. And then you look, Harris had 3 points. Duke Jr. had 2 points, and you get 0-0, 3 points, 0-0-0-0. Summer had 7. But then you look, Kevin Durant, he wasn't solid this game. He only took 1 3, and he missed that one. He only had 20 points in this game overall. Kyrie Irving, he had 23 points. This is his first road game appearing ever since that, all that whole debacle that he went through and everything there. Not going to get into that situation. But the Sixers, they embarrassed them. This is like full-on embarrassment, I would say, for the Brooklyn Nets. And hey, this is a convincing victory when you're missing 3 of your key guys, 3 of your main starters. Joel Embiid, dealing with the ankle. Tyrese Maxey's out for a few weeks. James Harden, he's taking shots here and here in the practice facility, but he's still not ready to go yet. But your guys stepped up, basically. It was the next man up mentality. And basically, Paul Reed made a statement in tonight's game. He was really good overall. I'm not sure if there was any animosity, with Ben Simmons returning to Philadelphia. Paul Reed said in the press conference there really wasn't any. He just went, nah. But, maybe there was a little something in there for some of the guys on the court. It was just, every time Ben Simmons missed a shot, the crowd would go crazy. It was just, this was a night that, you've been looking at for the past few days here. Ben Simmons coming back to Philadelphia and all that stuff. He still sucks. He's still Ben Simmons. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. It's still Ben Simmons. So, but yeah. You got yourself a solid game here. Tobais Harris, he left the game early for a little bit. He was holding that ankle. He looked to be in a lot of pain. Then he comes back out into the court and gets a huge dunk. So, yeah. Tobais Harris tonight was flat out fantastic. He had 24 points, 34 minutes played, 10 of 21 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists. He was really good. Especially, when he had to leave the game early with that injury. Then he comes back and he still, finds a way to help this team get a W on the board without their 3 main guys. Tobais really stepped up. PJ Tucker was good defensively, even though he can't score for shit. It feels like PJ Tucker just, can never hit a basket in his life. Is he ever going to hit another basket this season? We'll have to find out and wait for that. Harrell was the starting center tonight. He didn't really perform that good. He was a -10 on the court. He only had 6 points there. Shake Milton was very solid in his 36 minutes of play. He had 16 points, 7 of 14 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. So he was really solid. 6 rebounds, 5 assists. D'Anthony Melton, 22 points, 7 of 16 from the field in his 32 minutes. He was 6 of 11 from 3. He had 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. Melton was really good in tonight's game. You got Paul Reed, 31 minutes played. He was 7 of 9 from the field. He had 19 points. He was a +21 on the court. He had 10 rebounds. He had 3 steals, 2 blocks. Paul Reed was great today. He was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Matisse Thybulle, he got into some action. There was like a whole sequence there where Matisse got like, 3, I believe it was like 3 corner threes in a row or 2 in a row, and he missed both of them. And the Nets just gave him all that wide open space because they knew he wasn't going to hit those ones back to back. Furkan Korkmaz had some nice moments there too. 21 minutes, he had 9 points. He hit 2 threes there, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist. Overall, the Sixers shot 50% from 3, which was really nice to see. They shot 43% from the field overall. The Nets really struggled from the free-throw line. They really didn't go there that much. I feel like that's more emphasized with Ben Simmons bricking, half of his shots there. So, yeah, overall, you had yourself a nice game. Really overall. George Niang, 16 points in 18 minutes, 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3, so he was near perfect from there. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block. So, overall, this was just a team effort, a whole team effort. Next man up mentality. Coming into this game, you're down your 3 key guys. Your big 3. Joel Embiid hasn't played the past few games. James Harden has been gone for at least a month at this point. And Tyrese Maxey's now going to be out 3 to 4 weeks with his injury. So this was a great effort. This was a fantastic effort from basically every guy on the court. Every guy out there, that needed to play the extra minutes, that needed to go in there, that needed to do their job. So next man up mentality. And they took that and they ran with it. Tobias Harris especially. He was fantastic, especially with the adversity of going, leaving the game a little bit. And with that ankle injury, and he comes back and he still finds a way to contribute. So basically, like I said, it was an all-around effort tonight. Defensively, offensively, just basically everywhere on the court. It's one way to embarrass the Nets, and especially in Ben Simmons' return, which was very nice to see. And there was so much stuff on Twitter, so I'm just looking at everything right here. I think, you get all the, everything from the past couple of days with Ben Simmons getting interviewed and all that stuff. Everything there. But, what was one of the interviews before the game? It was like a couple of days before the game. And they were, asking him what is he going to expect from the Philadelphia crowd and all that crap. And he tries to, I love the Philadelphia fans and all that stuff. I don't believe it. I don't buy it whatsoever. I just firmly don't. Tobais, this is all post-game stuff that I'm seeing on Twitter right here. Tobais says there was 0% motivation from Ben Simmons, said knowing the position the team was in, he wanted to lead the group of players that were available. So, hey, yeah, overall. Tobias Harris stepped up. I feel the guys aren't going to say there was motivation from Ben coming back into town. I think there was a little bit of that animosity coming in there. Just a little bit there. But yeah, Paul Reed was just overall dominant today. Here's another quote from Tobias. Tobias said it was his ankle that he hurt, said he wasn't going to let the team play with 4 starters out. He'll wait to see how he feels tomorrow, but he is planning to try to play. So Tobias was even playing this entire game injured too. So that basically shows you how much he wanted to get into this game to, make sure they weren't, desperately shorthanded, even though they technically were, because you're down your big 3 at this point. So that's one of the reasons why. But it was nice to see Tobias get out there and just try to do his thing. And he actually did his thing today. So that's basically, really good right there. And overall, I'm trying to see if there's any more stuff from me, any post-game, anything here. So I'm trying to see if there's some good quotes here. Yeah, no motivation from Paul Reed and all that. So let's see. Anything else here overall? But yeah, it's just very solid win. Basically all you can ask for at this point with, with the team that you have right now, because you have all these injuries. Like, you're riddled to hell with injuries. And to come out here against a majority healthy Brooklyn Nets squad with a lot of their main guys out there, with barely any of your main guys, a lot of bench players taking bigger roles. A lot of you stepped up, and that's very nice to see. The next man up mentality, all that type of stuff. It's really good to see. Basically just going out there, doing your job. Even more so. And that's something to be nice, to be confident about. Maybe that, when the starters do eventually come back, maybe that helps, build some confidence from some guys that come off the bench and everything like that. Hopefully that's something that does happen. But, that's basically, you got to wait and see what happens how everything meshes when the big three come back. It's going to be a little weird just because, those guys really haven't been playing together all year just because of the injuries. James Harden goes out early with an injury. Then the Tyrese Maxey, a couple of games ago, he's out for 3 to 4 weeks. And now Joel Embiid's been, up and down all year with the illnesses to start the season. Now he's, banged up with his ankle a little bit here. So it's going to be a little bit of a weird stretch going into it when eventually all of these guys hopefully do get healthy. And eventually you can get a full healthy squad back on the court. Hopefully very soon. But still, the season is still very long. Right now, you got to deal with the injury bug. A lot of teams go through it. You just got to find your way to fight through it. And hey, you fought through it today. And that's probably the most important thing. You fought through basically all the adversity in the world. Everyone stepped up. And that's the most important thing. Tobais stepped up. D'Anthony stepped up. Shake Milton stepped up. Paul Reed stepped up. Even Jordan Yang stepped up. Furkan stepped up a little bit. So that's really good to see overall. It's really nice to see a lot of those guys, just take the role that they're given and just go with it. And that's basically it. And give the fans something to cheer for. And especially, since a lot of the, energy that was going towards Ben Simmons coming into this game. So it's nice to come out of the Wells Fargo Center with a victory. It's very nice to see overall there. So yeah, no complaints. Basically no complaints. You're playing a game so far with bench squads, and you found a way to come out with a W tonight, and that's more than you can ask for. That's basically more you can ask for, man. So hey, good win for the boys. Really didn't expect one today, but hey, they found a way to do it. Everyone stepped up. Like I said, that's the most important thing that you can ask for in this stage with all these injuries. Next man up mentality. It's what you got to do. You got to see what happens in the next couple of games, though. How's it going to work? Is Tobais going to be able to play in his next game with this, issue that he's dealing with the ankle? So it's basically just a wait and see process at this point. So if you're looking at the next few games that are upcoming, the Sixers do play tomorrow night in Charlotte, and then they play 2 games in Orlando upcoming this Friday and this Sunday, back home against Atlanta on Monday. So there's a lot of back-to-backs upcoming. Tomorrow is a back-to-back. Sunday, Monday's a back-to-back. So you got a few road games as well in this stretch too. If you're looking at just the schedule upcoming, I believe 6 out of the next 7 games are on the road. 1 in Charlotte, 2 in Orlando, 1 in Cleveland, Memphis, and Houston. And then you get a long home stretch basically throughout December. Man, look at this December schedule basically. From December 9th to December 23rd, you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 home games in a row. So you go in this stretch of 6 out of 7 on the road, and then you're back at home basically before Christmas for 7 games. So that's nice to see. Then you get that Christmas showdown in Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. So, yeah. Basically all you can ask for today was to find a way to get a win, grind a way to a victory, and you did. And that's the most important thing. So it's going to do it for this recap, everyone. So thank you for joining as always. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Do not forget to drop a like on the video. Do not forget to check out everything in the description down below. Painted Lines, BrodesMedia, I recommend all that stuff. Same thing with hitting the subscribe button and also using the code TTPSPORTS, $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Does me a great deal. Great deal. Don't pass it up. Thank you once again for joining tonight, and I'll see you next time.